Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Well, it's been a while since my last vlog, but I've got an hour or two going spare this evening, so I want to show you the current state of a local neighbourhood park here in Chongqing, which I hear is undergoing a 30 million yuan renovation. So whenever you have a construction project going on, it's normal that they have a board telling you what the project is about. Now what I find a bit strange is that it claims the project began on November the 11th last year. But I can tell you this has been going on for nearly a year, and we can see on this board it was due to be finished around this time in 2026. Interestingly, the entire park is boarded off, but they very kindly left us a little path here. We have a residential complex up there, so those ladies up ahead might just be walking home. And for the record, I can tell you there are no signs here saying no trespassing, so even if we sneak in, I don't think there should be any issue. It looks as if we've got a nice gap here, and fortunately I'm in good shape at the moment, so I should be able to come through. Okay, I just remember my spot. This is right next to this red banner, and look at this. For a local neighbourhood park, actually the space is really quite beautiful. So over the past couple of years, I used to take my daughter here on a regular basis, and she loved playing here, and so did all of the other local kids as well. I do understand that there were some issues with the water quality in the reservoir, and they think they wanted to integrate it with, some of the other water resources in the district. But even so, I mean, if they wanted to do a renovation, they should really stick to the time frame. So on the nice summer days, often people would come and pitch their tents over there. The kids would play on the playground here, and there'd be loads of stalls as well, selling stuff like kites, buckets and spades for the sandpit over there. And in the past, this place was always in fairly decent condition. It was safe, for kids to play in as well. But as we can see now, it's not in the greatest condition. And it's sad that really the young parents and kids can't come here to play on evenings and at the weekends. So while I have plenty of time, we can see it's starting to get dark. So I'm going to hurry up, and we're going to do a little walk all the way around this reservoir. Now during this video, I am going to show you some clips that I took at this same spot about 2 years ago, and hopefully you will really see the difference. Now just take a look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Now, I am wondering which way to go. Shall I go clockwise or anti-clockwise? But I think I'll take the same direction as I did 2 years ago. So that way we should get a really good comparison. And as you can see, I'm not the only person trespassing in here. Now, I'm not trying to depict this park as an urban paradise or anything, but for your average neighbourhood, this was a really pleasant place to come. And even in my hometown, back in the UK, I'm sure a place like this would have been very popular. Now this little bridge will give you an idea just how high the water level was. So I would say it was at least a good 5 or 6 meters higher. And at this end, the water would flow over here and then down, I guess, towards the Jialing River ultimately. Let's continue going around while it's still light enough. For the past year, I've always been quite curious what this place is ultimately meant to look like. It had a good start, things progressed pretty quickly. They drained the lake almost completely in just a couple of weeks. But really, I would say the past half a year or so, nothing has really been happening. I guess the funniest thing that ever went on here was the battle, I guess, between the local neighbourhood and people who love coming to fish. Because if there's one thing people love to do here, it's definitely fishing by the river or in reservoirs like this. And just to make my point, I will show you this sign here. So this is from the local neighbourhood, and it basically tells us that the lake is deepish, I guess deep enough for people who can't swim to get into some trouble, but also no fishing, swimming, or I guess this is just catching fish some other way. What other ways are there to catch fish here in Chongqing? Well, I always wondered about that question, but I remember a business trip I did up to Chongqing district, which is way up in the northwest of the municipality. And they had some signs there which were a bit more specific. And one example they gave, which was quite amusing, is that they told the locals not to use dynamite to catch fish. So I guess in the past there have been cases where people, you know, light up a fuse, they throw the dynamite into the river, it blows up, and then I guess they just catch what is left of all of the fish that they killed off. Up here on my right, they've got a private villa complex with direct access to the lake, and the residents could just use their fob key to go through one of the main doors, and they could take a stroll here anytime they liked. And I guess one of the selling points for prospective buyers in this community was having a view over this lake, but unfortunately it's not so great nowadays. So I remember there was kind of a battle between the local neighbourhood and the local fishing enthusiasts. And they've always said from the start that you're not allowed to fish in here. But every spring what would happen is, I guess some of them would come with a little bag of baby fish in their pockets. They would just empty it out into the lake. And then towards the end of the summer, after feeding them for months on end, the fish grew pretty big. Let's come and take in the view here. Again, I do like that reflection. So what happened was, usually towards the end of the summer, they would have a big open day where people were actually invited to come and fish out of this lake. And then they fished, you know, most of the carp out, and you know, the lake was basically empty. But then come the next spring, the whole process would start over again. Okay, and this is something I've never seen before. You know, of course, I knew the water for this reservoir came from somewhere, but this inlet was always underwater, so I never really got to see it. Right, let's cross over. I never imagined this would be possible 2 years ago. We're coming up to this pavilion here, which is looking very weathered. I just wondering if we could just talk to this neighbour over here. 请问一下，你知不知道这个水库是怎么回事吗？
我也是第一次过来。
你是这里的一个居民吗？
对对，前面大门已经封了很久了吧？我也是今天第一次过来，之前经常在这公园里面转、散步啊，晚上。现在已经封闭，可能
有1年左右。
有1年了，不知道什么情况。
对，以前你对这个地方的印象怎么样？
这里还是蛮好的呀，每天都有跑步的嘛，特别是夏天跑步的很多。现在可能是，要么就是资金问题嘛，还是其他什么原因？
哦，还有一个问题啊，我就是问一下你是怎么进来的？
我从这后面后门。
这个后面还可以越过去吗？
有一个小洞，我就是进来散散步，走一走。一天上班没怎么走动，往年就是经常过来这边。
好的 ，no， 不打扰你啊，谢谢啊，拜拜。Our friend just then has told me that this bridge is blocked off. Well, I hope my viewers won't get me wrong. It's not my aim to denigrate or make fun of this place in any way. I know I do have a bit of fun every now and then, but as a permanent resident here, I do really care about the local community, and it does really sadden me to see places like this in such a condition. So I really hope videos like this will maybe add a bit of impetus just to get the local neighborhood and the construction company to find a solution and just restore this lakeside park to its former glory.
Oh, so be careful.
Okay, let's go on and explore a bit more. I'll just state again for the record, that figure I stated, 30 million yuan for the restoration project, or let's say the ecological upgrade, was given to me by some viewers of my previous videos here. But if any of you know whether that's truly the case, or what the real amount of funds is for this project, then do let us know in the comments below. Okay, I've found a little way up here, so we'll go up to the main pathway, But it was in spots just like this where you would get fishing enthusiasts setting up their rods and all that. And I guess it's just enough out of view that most people would not come and disturb or stop them. Okay, so follow the red banner and we can squeeze our way back out. Try not to scratch myself on that wire. Okay, we made it. So what do you think? Is this an ecological gem in the making, or is it testament to economic folly? Let us know in the comments, and I will see you again next time.